Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Never force anything, especially on this channel. Why? Because I like to look at the shadows. I don't like to just look and see what goes on the surface. We like to look at the spiritual blocks that play out as karmic themes so that you can heal yourself of the effects of trauma, because the experiences that unfold within our life are always teaching us. And there's many different realities that actually we can perceive situations that happen. And a lot of times through seeing a situation from a different perception is enough to diffuse that spiritual trigger, that emotional trigger. And that emotional trigger is good if we have the awareness of it, but it's not good a lot of times what happens because of the trigger, right? When we react from a trigger, we normally do not like what manifests. So we always have to come from a very high level of consciousness, which is of unconditional love. See, shadow readings teach you about yourself, and they teach you about other people, and they teach you about how to live in alignment with the laws of God, the laws of love, and the laws of the universe, which are all the same thing, but that enables you to manifest the life and the life experiences that you want when you're living in alignment with that source. And why I say the laws of God, the laws of love, and the laws of nature, and I say that they all are the same thing. Well, they are, first of all, but everyone has a different belief. Some people don't believe in God. Some people only believe in the universe. But to know it's the same thing, because God is a consciousness, and that consciousness is inside of you too. That energy of spirit is also inside of you. You're a spiritual being having human experience. When we're all born, we're born perfect. We don't have prejudice. We don't think that there's things wrong with us. We don't have any perception of how life should be. Everything is perfect. What happens is we're born into environments that are distorted and corrupt, and we're born into families that have inherited trauma because they lived in imbalanced environments that taught them how to think, how to be, how to live. And when we live by other people's rules, well, unfortunately, we inherit the same trauma, which sickness and disease is only 5% inherited. It's your actions and your behaviorisms that turn your DNA on and off. And it's those same actions and behaviorisms that come from those core beliefs that turned on your DNA, again, that created those behaviorisms. That synergy is what created that. Well, that's what you inherited. You inherit sickness and disease as the end result of adapting to the environment. So we're living in the age of Aquarius, where it means that we're able to heal the effects of trauma. We're able to quantum jump into the realities that we want to experience. So it's not just about what your person feels about you. Listen, person can feel like they're madly in love with you one second and hate you the next. What does that mean? Well, that obviously means that they're spiritually blocked, that they are blocked in a perception, and they are holding a cognitive dissonance, which is I want it, but I don't, which means that the relationship will never feel like it goes anywhere. That means that the person is always stuck procrastinating. When we understand why a person acts the way that they act, we're able to adjust our behaviorisms, and that changes the dynamic of the relationship. But not just that, when we change our core beliefs about how we perceive it, we diffuse that emotional trigger. And that allows not just us to react from the highest level of consciousness, but then the person that we're dealing with is not going to project or react either because of our reaction. So this is why it's very important to understand how to heal yourself of the effects of trauma, because you're not just healing your past life karma, because you're born into the family is to teach, again, lessons that were not learned in previous lifetimes. Well, it's like you're also, getting partners that, are going to help you heal from this life's traumas, not just past life traumas, right? Again, because that's what it's about. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. That's good karma anyway. And write the word video in your comment bar. And the word of the video is perseverance. It's perseverance. I want to pull another one. I've been called to be pulling like two lately, and I don't know why. Clear karmic programs of intolerance. Well, it's funny. I feel like Virgo is calling on time that you're going to have to persevere like that. But I feel like you don't have a problem doing that. I feel as if you've been up against difficult times before and still came out, past. And I feel like persevering karmic programs of intolerance, I feel as if you're going to be going through a very difficult time. Some of you are going to be losing someone close to you that is a loved one, and I'm sorry to hear that, and I feel very sad about that. And I feel some of you changing jobs, ending a relationship, just again a difficult time. Some of you are dealing with sickness yourself. So whatever your difficult time is, and so it would be easier for you to fall back to what's easier, what's familiar. But what's familiar is not really tolerable anymore. It's not in alignment with who you are anymore. So the underlying energy is life is a little bit challenging, or I know that it's going to be challenging. And I don't want to fall prey back into like selling myself short for the good of other people. It's not tolerable to me. Like clearing karmic programs of intolerance is that you were going along with it. So you may be a highly sensitive person that's a people pleaser and was the healer of the family, and it's just automatic behavior that you agree to things that you don't really want to do. And so here it is, it's like you're trying to create something in your life. You're trying to do something in your life. You have goals, dreams, wishes in your life. And you're going to have people in your life that are going to try and take advantage during this difficult time. I'm also feeling that some of you Virgos that are not just, if you're not going through a difficult time, some of you are going to be going through a high time, like a top of the, like a big moment, like you get that promotion, like you meet the man of or woman of your dreams. You again, that like it's your time, and you're gonna have people wanting to like ride your bandwagon, want to be associated, want to hang around, want to do whatever it is. They're going to want to attach to your energy. And they may be, some may be friends, some may claim to be friends from the past. Some, again, some could, and again, it's a relationship that you're in separation with that I feel that's a soulmate. That's, I don't know what kind of soulmate, but right now they're feeling like a karmic mate. So they're going to come back also into your life during this high time within your life and try to make you feel sad, trying to make you feel bad. And so again, knowing damn well that there's certain things that you would not go along with, that there were things that you don't want. So they would leave things out by omission. They wouldn't necessarily lie. would just purposely leave shit out. So that again, you wouldn't really know what you were doing. And that's the thing. So here it is that this person, so again, clearing karmic programs of intolerance is persevering through the fact that you hold your ground. And that could be challenging for you because of what's going on at the time that again people are trying to come into your life, is what spirit is saying. So we're going to see why that this is your underlining energy. We're going to look and see what your person that you're in separation from plans on coming back to you, what their hidden truths are, what they've done in the past, what they will do, and obviously, why are you attracting this person? Why, for those of you that want to be in a relationship with someone that's returning, what is the energy that you would need to integrate in order to balance out the imbalance? And sometimes understand you will never be able to 100% balance out any energy if a person is committed to not healing. So when a person has trauma, if they haven't done any healing, they're not going to want to heal. They're not going to want to change. They're going to want you to change. So that would definitely be a situation that you would have to integrate more self-love, because it means they're not giving anything. They're committed not giving anything. And if you're not recognizing it, but you're trying to put a square peg into a circle hole, well, you got to love yourself more, because you're going to waste your time and you're only going to be bound to pain, to being like, why isn't this person loving me? Stuck in a place of again, disempowerment because somebody else wants to feel comfortable. So again, there's 1,000 other karmic scenarios that we won't name, but if I'm feeling that, I feel as if you're connected to someone that only likes to breadcrumb, and they may be coming back at a time that you're in a high point or at a low point and only breadcrumb. And, that's not what you want. It's like they're figuring, well, I just come in here at easy time, and that's not going to work. And that's a karmic test, I feel. Unless the person's intention is that they've changed. And that's why it's important to know what you're dealing with, is if it's a karmic mate or not. Okay, the timing just wasn't right for us. I feel like, again, this person likes to make excuses, because everything's a choice. When we really want something, unless like it's a death, like in the family where you were taking care of someone and the person really genuinely couldn't give time, unless they were going through a divorce, I feel like that's not 100% true. I feel as if your person didn't want to be settled down. So it wasn't the right time for both of you guys, because it wasn't the right time for them. Because otherwise you wouldn't be in a place of needing to clear karmic programs of intolerance, because this person was breadcrumbing because they wanted to keep their options open. I want to tell you how I feel. Well, I think that that's a first. So at least this person wants to be a little bit more vulnerable. And I feel like that's what they see. I feel as intuitively that they see that you're like on a mission to make something happen for yourself, and that you really are focused, and feel like they feel as if you're going to leave them behind. I am becoming a better person. So they genuinely like I feel as if you leaving them has impacted them, and that I just want to see, you don't know how hard it was to let you go. See, this person did not pursue the relationship. And so this is what it is. It's like they didn't want to give anything, but we want to see why they didn't want to give anything, because it's like, well, this is insinuating that there was somebody else in the picture. Because if this person had feelings for you. I mean, it wasn't the right time. I'm kind of feeling, so I'm like looking for a deck. I'm looking for a deck, looking for a deck to see what was it, because I'm like, okay, how hard was it to let go? Because now I'm feeling as if you met a person that um that didn't give you anything, but they wanted you to give them something. Would have been really grossly imbalanced. And so um you didn't tolerate it. And now, like I said, I feel like there's just gonna have certain and betrayal. Yeah, like this person like was with somebody else. And that's really what I felt. I felt like you're connected to somebody that was connected to someone else when you met them. They wanted to keep you hooked. They breadcrumbed you. And they make excuses like, well, the timing wasn't right. And that's because they didn't really know what they wanted to do. And so they did the easier thing. And the easier thing was to stay where they were with, I feel like a karmic mate, because I don't really even feel like they were happy. Just someone that they could be with, but they could also like date other people or cheat, or I don't know. Like again, that the person that they're with doesn't care what they do, just as long as they benefit from what they have. So it seems to me it's almost like it would have been a lot for this person to leave, and like because of money. I feel like they're in either a business with somebody else, or they or were in a marriage with somebody else, but there's no love. There's no love there. However, um, they weren't ready to leave, is what this shows. And so, like, you walked away, obviously, because you're like, I'm not getting anything. And so now the person, like, again, wants to become a better person. I wish you knew how grateful I am to have met you. And I think they're grateful because they see that life could be different. See, I'm feeling, and I've been getting a lot of this lately, that this person just never expected to meet someone like you. When they met you, they were not ready. They, again, were with somebody else. Yes, the relationship is not even a relationship, which is kind of why they say that they're single, because they don't get anything emotionally from the person that they're with, that they've created this business with. So they might have gotten married young and started a business, and then this person that they married bought into the business or became a partner in the business. I don't know what it is, but like I said, it's almost like that. And so I think that they didn't care because they were still getting what they needed. And now with you, they're like, I actually could have it all because I see that you're making something happen for yourself. You're in an upswing. Things are happening for you. And like, you're going to persevere. I can see you leaving me behind. I can see that. And I'm not happy with this person, but they see that they betrayed you. They see that they what they did. So they're in a place again, when they have passion and desire for you. And that's, I mean, listen, that's what makes people come back. So what I'm feeling is that this person came into your life, they wanted breadcrumb you, they wanted what they wanted. They wanted you, they wanted physical connection. They wanted passion. That's what they wanted. They never wanted anything else. And the betrayal would have been the fact that they just were coming in for passion and desire and nothing else. And this is what they just kept doing. I am faced with constant reminders of you. Yeah, because at first this person just thought, I'm not going to care. I'm not going to be, sorry, I'm okay. I'm not going to be affected by you, is what I feel. And then what happened is that they realize and that they have a really deep connection to you. I don't think that this person ever has deep connections because, like I said, they're connected to somebody that they don't, there's no emotional connection. They get their emotional connection through being a player, through connecting with people for just physical connection, through getting their needs met, to being a player. I feel as if you don't put up with it, but this person keeps challenging you or kept challenging you to like lower your standards because they can't walk away. There is a true connection there. Sorry, but I don't know what the heck. And I have this big giant jug of water here, but I'm gonna take a drink of it because I'm like, this tickle in my throat is killing me. So don't mind me. I know I'm gonna look crazy, but I don't care. Right? I know I look crazy, but I don't care. I'm like, I'm choking here, man. And I'm not pausing the video. So anyway, like I said, I feel like this person like tried to suppress it, tried to be like, oh, I'll get over you because I'm, connected to someone else. Yeah, that person that I'm married to, they take care of all like the bills and maybe the housework, and if they have kids, maybe they take care of the kids, or maybe they take care of the yard, maybe they take care of the cars, maybe they take care of, again, their needs are met. The other, because they get this from this person and they have a lot of money because of the business. And then all the outside people that they flirt with, that they make promises to, well, it's again, they get what they need on an emotional level. And I feel like they tried to come in and do the same thing to you that they do to everybody else, that give the words and the charm and the way to get what they want. And so, what happened is they let you go. They didn't want to let you go. They really had feelings, but they're in this connection with somebody else that would require them to change their life. So what we see is that they stayed in that. And what we also see is that they're most likely coming back in and they might be like again trying to do more of the same is what this suggested in the beginning. Or maybe that's just the way that you feel. It's like because this person keeps doing it. I want to just pull three more shadow cards. It's like, again, distant. Yeah, they feel like you're distant. They don't feel like you're like tapped into them. They feel like you don't even care. And that is driving this person crazy too. Because remember, they don't get any love at home. They don't get what they need at home. They get their love from outside things. I feel as if once they met you, it was like if they had a lot of people they were talking to that were feeding their ego, they didn't. They got rid of them. They were like almost like, I don't really want that. Yes, I'm connected to this person, but I only want to be with you. And so they were only going to give you their time. And the thing is, they don't feel that you're there anymore. And I feel like on an emotional level, you're like, no. And let me tell you, the karmic that's connected with them at home could feel that they're checked out, that they're not even there. So the more that you detach, the more that they detach from that karmic. And because, like I said, the karmic doesn't really have a love relationship, but I feel like they do things as a family. They do things as a unit, and the karmic is still very codependent on that. And so your person's really upset. They're disturbed that you're not talking to them, that you're not, like giving them anything. So they're distant. They're like they may be in that house with that person, but they are like checked out. Being the more that you're distant, well, the more that they're distant. leaving. They feel like you're leaving them behind, like you said, and that's because it's like they're taking their sweet ass time. They're like taking their sweet ass time. I feel like in hopes that you would come back, in hopes to manipulate you into talking to them, and what they see is that that's not never gonna happen. Never gonna happen again. And really what it did is it brought out your dark side. Like there's a part of you that I feel like the clearing the programs of intolerance is really this, that you're connected to someone that wants you, but they're not capable of doing what they need to do for themselves. So in being connected to them, you would have to really like be willing to accept the bare minimum. And I feel as if you were brought up in an environment that kind of made you feel less than, that made you feel like overlooked, made you feel as if you should settle. Now, this isn't always done purposely. Sometimes it's done because there just wasn't enough money. Nevertheless, it was still an inner child wound. We want to see what the inner child wounds are, why you would attract this type of person. Because what we see is this person does have passion, they do have desire, you've affected them. So in their mind, they're like, I really care. But what I see here is it's like they're nervous because they are feeling as if you are gonna leave. But that's why, again, when they come in with the offering just a little bit, offering a little bit, that it's like you're like, well, you're just going to give me more of the same. Again, disassociated. So we have the inner child wounds. Again, then disassociated happens when we have trauma because somebody does something that emotionally hurts us. And so we know what happened, but emotionally we don't have a feeling. We don't have a feeling. And it's almost like disassociation happens when we're actually feeling as if we're watching someone else go through something. And we don't have the feelings to go along with it either. And that's the way that the mind protects us, right? The mind protects us through disassociation, through detachment. So detachment really is, like I said, when we have, like when we feel as if we're watching someone else go through it, but it comes with disassociation where the emotion is like not there anymore. And I feel as if you dealt with somebody that was detached, and as a way they didn't give you emotionally what you needed. And the trauma was that you, again, disassociated. And that's what this person is like. Again, in their situation, they wouldn't be able to give you what they need. And so it's the same scenario, and they would be breadcrumbing you. Again, physical touch, but I feel like that of not being nurtured, because what is physical touch when you're a child? It's comfort, it's acceptance, it's feeling supported and loved. And again, when we don't get it in childhood, what happens? We disassociate. It's like, yes, we know what happened, but there's no feeling. It's as if somebody else went through it, and that's what this person would continue to create, of breadcrumbing, of just not giving anything. And this is why it's time to clear karmic programs of intolerance, because this person wouldn't give you shit. They're not capable. They're not, because they're not leaving that situation. What I see is all this love, all this passion, all this caring, but what are you doing? Are you doing anything? I'm going to pull three more, and then I'm going to pull three from a love deck. Okay, so the chances of it, more positive cards are going to be in the love deck, but we have to, I want to see, because at this point, because in their mind, they're like, no, I really do care, but it's like a perfectionist. I feel like this person feels inadequate, and being connected to somebody in this relationship, they're codependent, and they've learned to be codependent. See, part of their issue of staying connected also to this karmic mate is because life is easy. They have this person doing half the work. They're presented as somebody that is very strong. But what makes a person strong is the people that they surround themselves with, the people that support them. So they like to give off that persona. Now, also, when we didn't emotionally get what we needed growing up, to the point that we didn't feel, again, nurtured the way that we needed to, like comforted, to the point that we disassociated. Well, what happens a lot of times in childhood is we try harder. We try harder. So this person has the attitude that, again, that they tend to really want to be better. And I feel like they perceive you as that because you're on an up, yeah, things are happening. And then there's also a sense of the dynamic of this, of them giving nothing. Again, a lot of times you would give more. Martyr, again, giving something to somebody else. It's like, and making you be the martyr, staying connected to this person. Oh, well, they can't get out of their situation. So I like, again, that's what they would do. And meanwhile, they're acting like a martyr to be connected to somebody else. So the whole thing is dysfunction and self-righteous. So I feel like if you went along with this, they might say, oh, like you don't need to go along with it for that long, only for a certain amount of time. And then if you didn't, what would happen is they would become like an asshole and be like, no, I never said that. No, this is the way it is. Like you're comfortable with it. So, and there's a part of that, like you said, the clear karmic programs of tolerance. I just feel as if this person that's connected doesn't really want to stay there. They still want to live departmentalized. And that's where they get their needs from all different people because it makes them feel good. It's the way that they can make their life work. And so, again, growing up in an environment where you have people that are imbalanced and want you to compromise, that sometimes all the time happens. It's those people that want you to compromise because they compromise it because they didn't heal. And that in order for you to break the karma, you have to clear those things. But in their mind, they're like, they don't really see a problem with this. They actually think they're just trying to figure out a way that they can have all of it. And I don't like the self-righteousness because, like I said, I feel like when they don't get what they want, they tend to be self-righteous too. Like, again, like, oh, you're judging me, twisting things around, when really, look what they're asking. Look what they're doing. I'm sorry for leaving you hanging there. No excuses for my actions. I want to reconcile with you. So again, they realize what they did and they want to reconcile, but their way of reconcile for me is still on their terms. That's the issue. So like I said, in their mind, they don't think that they're doing anything wrong because they're like, well, it's just easier. And like I make everyone happy, but they know damn well it wouldn't be making you happy. And they refuse to look at that. And the reason why is because the loyalty is going to the karmic person because it's easier for them. But that's not love. That's only based on passion and desire, which is what this person's been after the whole time. which is why it's like really time to clear programs like karmic programs of intolerance, because it keeps you in a place of feeling as if you're defective, where then you're always trying to be perfect because you're connected to someone that is able to departmentalize because of the way that they are. But then they make themselves feel better by saying that they're a martyr and then making it as if you need to be, but then you're back in a place of not getting nurtured. So it's like you said, it's still more of the same. It's just this person's intention now is not, I just want what I want. It's still, oh, I am sorry, I have realized, but they haven't, is what I'm trying to get at. And so we asked Spirit, what is the energy that we can put in to balance out this situation? I am light, again, knowing again when a person is light, what is that? Well, again, that's when we are of love. Because light is of God, light is of the energy of the universe. It's of unconditional love. It's what, and we're all made of that energy. So when we don't have light, we have shadows. And I feel like one of your shadows was the fact that, you had a wound inside of you, and the wound inside of you is with people that that don't nurture you, that make you not feel loved, that don't make you feel important because they expect you to settle. But these people are imbalanced. These people have been imbalanced. That person, the person that you're connected to, the person that wants to come back into your life is imbalanced. You have an opportunity to become balanced by clearing the karmic programs of intolerance. And that really is of not getting your emotional needs, because that's what I consider physical touch, right? Physical touch is that emotional connection. When you feel safe and supported and loved as a child, that touch is so important. And that's what this person would be creating again, because they wouldn't be able to around and not staying in a place of disassociation of, yeah, I know that that happens, but I don't really feel that that's no. Me, like that you had to live that way in childhood. You don't have to live that way now. That's how you break the karmic cycle. Remember, what we need to do to create balance a lot of times is imbalanced. So, meaning if you felt like you had to go through your childhood without the love and the support because your parents were dysfunctional, that was not a choice. It's a choice now because you're an adult. And the fact that you recognize that this person like doesn't want to really do anything. And this energy of self-righteousness, it makes me annoyed because it just is hiding their, like, again, their own weakness and projecting that back onto you, which it would keep you in a place of, feeling as if you weren't good enough to do more, to give more. Divine light. See, again, I am an expression of love and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonders and goodness of who I am. So, in order to clear you, to become more of the light, and I believe it's because you're making things happen in your life, you're persevering, like you said, you're on an upswing, and there's again other things also happening in your life. For some, the death, for some, like it's again big changes, but there's still an upswing with this change, and that's when this person comes into your life. And that's why, again, Spirit's saying, in order to get more energy and to really like to evolve past this energy, you have to heal that block. And I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. I hope that you resonated. And if you did, let me know. Don't forget to write The words clear karmic programs of intolerance because we do not tolerate things that we know that don't make us feel good. That's why. Because if we're around things that don't make us feel good, then eventually we're going to only attract more of that because it makes us angry. So this is why, and that's why it's really important for you, Virgo, because like I said, things are happening, and in order to stay in a place of persevering, you don't want to be around someone that makes you settle. Just doesn't make sense. Talk to you soon. Bye.